Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at some games that are really hidden. They're like the most obscure hidden games that anybody's ever heard of in their entire lives, and I want to point those out. Now, we just did a podcast on this, talked about, I think we did 5 games each, so we covered another 10 games over there that you can go listen to. But this here is the definitive 5 so hidden games that no one's ever even heard of these before ever. Okay? Definitive list. The list. There are no other lists. This is the list. Okay? So without further ado, let's look at some deeply, deeply hidden games. Okay, so this is the game that I found randomly just walking through some game store. Some designer named Martin Wallace. Never really heard of him. Apparently he does train games and stuff, and this game is called Brass Birmingham. Now, I thought it was weird there was a game about Alabama during the Industrial Revolution, so I went and checked it out and played it, and this game is pretty good. Now, it's not the greatest game in the world. It's not very highly rated, but I mean, if you're looking for a game that is good from an up-and-coming designer named, I think his name's Martin Wallace, definitely go check this one out, because, you know, eventually this game, if enough people hear about it, it may just end up being number 1 on Boardgame Geek. So, the first one I'm going to talk about, Brass Birmingham, Alabama. All right, so another game that I thought was obscure. I mean, it has to be obscure. This box cover is hideous. I don't know why a good game would have this box cover, but this is from a designer named Stefan Feld, and this game is called Castles of Burgundy. I think this designer, as well as the previous designer, is going to be big. This is going to be a huge game. Played this game. This is a good game. It's about putting some tiles on a board. There's no burgundy, not a lot of burgundy in it, so I don't really understand the name, but say the least. So yeah, if you're looking for a game that you might not have ever heard of, that's way, way under the radar, not popular at all, definitely check this out. Stefan Feld is going to be huge. So the second game on my list, Castles of Burgundy. Do you like birds? I'm not a huge bird fan, but I saw this game sitting on the shelf and thought, man, that's a pretty striking cover. It kind of looks like, you know, watercolor-esque. I like that. Game about playing birds into different environments or something. I played it. It's pretty good. It's got some interesting mechanisms where you're trying to put these eggs on the thing. There's some dice with interesting stuff on it. I don't know how much replayability is going to be with just, you know, a deck of cards. I don't know if they're going to release anything else for this, but Elizabeth Hargrave is the designer, some company named Stonemeyer. Never heard of them, but if you like birds, you like games about putting cards on a board, and you want to have fun, you should definitely start spreading the word about this game, because this game is going to be huge. I wish there was a theme about dragons. That'd probably be pretty cool, but you know, for now, I'll take the birds. So yeah, I was super impressed by this. It's a fantastic game. More people need to know this game. I don't know why it's so low rated. I don't get it. Yeah, so my third game on the list, Wingspan. All right, I'm a big fan of elephants. So I saw this box. I thought, oh, a game about elephants. That's probably pretty cool. Then I saw Ark, about Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark is a cool theme, so I wanted to check this out. Get this game, and it's got a bunch of cards. It's about like building a zoo, which is weird. I thought it was about an ark. It's a pretty big game. I don't know how many people have heard of this. The box is really huge. Company called Capstone Games. I don't know what else they do, but probably a small up-and-coming company. But yeah, it's got like Tetris style tiles. I don't really know what those are called, but you're placing those tiles on this board here, putting cubes on the board, trying to collect animals, drawing a bunch of cards. kind of like terraforming Earth type of thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's not very popular. Not many people know about it, and I don't know why. It's a pretty fun game. Um, yeah, if only there were some other games that do similar things as this, I would really be interested in trying those as well, because I bet they're pretty under the radar. But yeah, this one, I can't wait till more people know about it, and we can get more coverage on it. We can get a bunch of videos and see what this game's all about, because this is a winner. So the fourth game I'm going to talk about today, Ark Nova. All right, so the last game that I want to talk about is a game that I'd never ever heard of. I'm not being in the space. Terraforming is not my jam, but this one I felt the need to give it a try. And this one's called Terraforming Mars by some company named Stronghold Games. No idea. And they are trying, in this, you're trying to, just like in the last game, you're trying to build this, you're trying to terraform Earth, or Mars. The game's called Terraforming Mars, not Terraforming Earth. The last game was Terraforming Earth with a zoo. You're trying to build these tiles on Mars by raising the water and oxygen and heat so people can live and do business and all that stuff on Mars. It's got some cards. I think the artwork is fantastic on the cards. I don't know why other companies don't do artwork like this. It's so good. I've been wanting to see some art like that for a long time. It's fantastic. No other art compares to this. This game feels. I wish there were other games that did this, and I want other versions of this, like maybe a card game and a dice game. That would be fantastic. But this one's got to get more popular, I think, in order to get that. But this is so good. I don't know why nobody talks about this game. I don't know why it's rated so low. I don't understand it, because this game is so good, and eventually this is going to be, a game that's on everybody's radar, and I can't wait for it. So the last game I'm going to talk about today, Terraforming Mars. All right, so those are the 5 games that were so under the radar, so hidden, that no one's ever heard of them before. No one's ever heard of those 5 games. Now, just in case you think I'm being serious, I'm just kidding. A little tongue-in-cheek here. I was watching some of our friends, the Board Game Rundown video, and they picked some games that I thought probably not as hidden as I would have liked. So just to kind of amp that up on a sarcasm level, I wanted to go grab these 5 games that no one's ever heard of and talk about them, which is what I did. So there you go. Again, video's a joke, just having fun. Something to do on a gloomy Wednesday Ohio night. So there you go. So I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. Those were the 5 games that no one's ever heard of, ever, and will never hear of, ever. And as always, keep gaming.